Your thoughts set pace. Your habits cross the finish line.
Welcome to The Explainer. In the next few minutes, we're going to break down a system that closes that huge gap between what your team wants to do and the results you can actually see on a dashboard. It's all about turning that busy work into real, measurable progress. Let's dive in. So, does this look familiar? Your calendar is just a wall of back-to-back meetings. You're working harder than ever, but the needle on those key metrics just isn't moving. It's an incredibly common and, let's be honest, super frustrating place for a leader to be. To make this tangible, let's talk about Anna. She's a fantastic COO, brilliant, respected by her team, but she was absolutely trapped. Her entire week felt like this endless carousel of status updates. You know the kind, meetings that end with scheduling another meeting with almost zero time left for strategic thinking or making actual decisions. She was, simply put, exhausted. Anna's story is a perfect example of what we call the leader's dilemma. It's that feeling of being so caught up in the motion of work that there's just no space left for the progress that really matters. And look, this isn't just a hunch, it is a well-documented problem. I mean, Harvard Business Review calls it a heavy tax on productivity. But the really killer part of this quote is what it implies. Your most important, high-value, deep-thinking work gets shoved into your personal time. We're talking evenings, weekends, and that, my friends, is a completely unsustainable cost. So let's talk about that cost, because doing nothing isn't free. In fact, it's actively draining money and energy from your organization every single day. No, seriously, have you ever actually done the math? Just for fun, take the number of people in your last pointless meeting, their estimated salaries, don't forget benefits and overhead, and the time you spent. That 1-hour meeting that went absolutely nowhere, it could easily cost thousands of dollars. It's a fuzzy frustration with a very sharp price tag. And this is where making the invisible visible becomes a total game changer. There are tools now, like M360 Meet, that put a live running dollar cost of the meeting right up there on the screen for everyone to see. And the effect? It is immediate. When people watch those dollars ticking up, agendas get tighter, conversations get sharper, and decisions get made. When you make the cost of time visible, people finally start treating it like the precious resource it is. Okay, so we've put a finger on the problem. This expensive, draining inaction. The solution starts by building a bridge, a way to get from a vague desire to improve to concrete, hard metrics that actually drive results. The foundation for all of it really starts right here, with this classic idea from Earl Nightingale. Whatever you focus on, the story you're telling yourself all day long, that becomes your de facto strategy. But here's the catch. A good intention is not a strategy. And this is the part that so many people miss. All the mindset talk in the world can feel a little empty, right? The research is crystal clear. Your beliefs are only truly effective when they're plugged into a real-world system. You need clear goals, you need feedback loops, you need daily habits. You have to connect that empowering story in your head with an actual operating system for your team. And that system has to be consistent. Why? Because solid research shows it takes, on average, about 66 days for a new behavior to become an automatic, unconscious habit. You can't just decide to change. You have to build a framework that gets you through those critical first 2 months. This is exactly what that kind of framework looks like in practice. An entire ecosystem designed to work together. You've got an app to track and build those daily habits, a program to get crystal clear on the results you're aiming for, and that meeting tool to protect the time you need to actually do the work. See how it all connects? The big idea here is that your mindset is the engine, but you need an integrated system to be the car that gets you somewhere. So, what does this actually look like when the rubber meets the road? Let's jump back to Anna's story and see what happened when she plugged into this system for just one 90-day quarter. Now, they didn't try to boil the ocean here. They made 3, and only 3, really targeted moves. First, clarify. They defined one single measurable outcome for the quarter. Second, track. They installed 2 tiny daily microhabits using the habit tracker. And third, measure. They started using M360 Meet to make the cost of their time impossible to ignore. And the results. Well, check this out. The main goal was to bump their on-time delivery from 92% up to 97%. After 90 days, they hit 97.2%. They didn't just meet the goal, they blew past it. This is what a clear, undeniable win looks like. But here's the part that makes this win truly spectacular. It didn't come from burnout. A key part of their goal was to keep overtime hours under 5%. And they nailed it, landing at 4.6%. They achieved a better result without just throwing more hours at the problem. This is the whole point. Small, consistent, focused actions lead to massive results without burning out your team. That is what sustainable success looks like. Anna's results aren't some kind of magic trick. They came from a repeatable playbook. And this is the part where we shift gears, because M360 isn't here to just educate you. We're here to activate you. So let's break down how you can start building the same momentum right now. Here is a dead simple starter kit for the next 2 weeks. We're talking small, concrete actions. Day 1, define that one big outcome. The next few days, just run your meetings with the cost calculator on screen and see what happens. Then, lock in a super fast weekly review. And finally, be ruthless. Find one recurring meeting that adds no value and either kill it or cut it in half. That's it. That's how you begin.
I absolutely love this quote from Pascal Dubois, an executive coach. This whole process, it isn't about being mean or cracking the whip. It's about being clear. Giving your team a clear goal, a clear direction, clear priorities, that is one of the kindest things you can do as a leader. Letting them drift around in ambiguity, that's just cruel.
So if you remember just one thing from all of this, let it be this simple formula. It all starts with your thought. That thought has to be hardwired into a daily habit. That habit needs to be supported by a system, and that system is what will finally give you the measurable result. Thought, habit, system, result. In that order. Ultimately, everything comes back to that little voice in your head. The story you tell yourself, moment to moment, becomes the culture you build and the bottom line your company has to live with. So the final question I'll leave you with is this. Your current thinking is a strategy. Is it the one you actually want to be running?